A group of guys hurting in the locker room, played their hearts out, played physical, played hard, had opportunities in the game. First half, come out and had an excellent opening drive, got down and got scored. Tennessee moved the ball a little bit, but we got them stopped and did a good job there. Then we had a out, and then we were able to come back and get another field goal. And then I can't remember the fourth drive. I'm trying to, off the top of my head, I can't remember. And then it was into the half. It was 10-7. They moved the ball well, but our defense did a great job. When they bend a little bit, and I call that gray area before you got into point range, that they were doing a good job of getting stops, getting people stopped, making tackles, doing the things they had to do. Played physical up front. They popped a couple runs on us. We got out of our gaps, but then they played really well. Come out second half, had an excellent play, and got a critical penalty on a cut block, which we can't do, and set us back. We had like an 8 or 9 yard play on the first play, and did that and got pinned back, and then didn't hit a good punt. Then we didn't hit a good punt, and held us back a little bit, and then got another drive. They hit it, and we were driving, had a chance to score some points. We had the back on the side, and just got to make that play, get the ball out there, and we had a chance to have a big play and didn't get it made, and then hit another short punt, and they got a couple drives, and they hit a punt and pinned us on the one. Did a good job, and we had a chance to come out. We did. We got it off the goal line, hit a punt, and then missed a couple tackles, and they got a score on a punt return, which was critical in the game, and put them up. And then we come right back down and scored, drove back to the red zone again, and then second down play, we had a bad play and didn't get in, kicked the field goal, got 14-13, got it back, and then we just back and forth. They had one big drive. Our defense got a really nice pick in the end zone, a critical play down there, and defense kept bending and finding ways to make plays. They did a heck of a job, pressured and played, and we moved the ball on offense, and then we get it to midfield a couple times. We stalled. We got down there for a field goal, missed a field goal. It could have put us ahead. They barely missed it. It was a long one, though, and it was a game of inches, and we didn't make them. And then at the end, the defense really, when we threw a pick on third down, we backed up and trying to get something going, and they held them to a field goal again, give us a chance to have a 2-minute drive, and we got a couple first downs there, and didn't get it back. And that's it. We come up short. Got to find a way. Got to score. The times we get down there, we need to score touchdowns in the red zone. We need a couple critical penalties, a couple critical plays, but. Kids are playing their hearts out, and we got to find a way as coaches to put them in a better position and help them out, to get over that hump, do a better job.
Jimbo, y'all had a great opportunity at one point on a fourth down. Is the old-fashioned quarterback sneak now just
what we do?
Play?
Well, we were running, we're handing it to our tailback, and they would wedge and pinch, and they got in gaps, and could have snuck it. We had a run call. We were going to pop it in, and we got stepped on our foot. We were going back to hand. We just stepped on the quarterback's foot.
You talked about before about. Shoot yourself in the foot, the self-inflicted mistakes. Have any theory on why these things keep occurring?
We got to keep poised. We got to coach them better. We got to coach them better and become fundamentally better and be able to execute at critical moments.
What would you say to the tens of thousands of Aggies that have been so
same thing?
I'm not finished. Emotionally and financially supportive? That question whether or not you can actually
the same things I just said to our kids. I mean, they ain't hurting no more than our kids are. Those players in that locker room, don't put them above the players. I mean, I love our players, and I love our fans. I love our people who give money. But those kids are what's more important. That's why they're giving it. Those kids are hurting in there, too, and we got to find a way to help them. We got to coach them better, get them to play better, and play in critical moments better. And that's what we're going to do, go back and do it.
Jimbo, the offensive line has gotten flat-out whipped the last 2 weeks. During the bye week, what, if anything, can you do?
Well, and we became a little one-dimensional in the passing game, too. And we had some run game stuff, but we played good. We played 2 great fronts. You got to remember, you played a front that's played as many negative plays as we did. I mean, they got front guys who are going to get drafted and play, and it was a good game. And we had opportunities to make some plays and could have helped if we sustained some drives, hit some throws, or pop a run, and had some runs that we got tripped up on a couple times. And you stay up, and you win the battles, and you're not behind the 8 ball. You just got to keep coaching them. And there's a bunch of really good players in there. That group can be a really good group, and get them better.
With bad snaps coming, is there any point that you consider making a change, and how would you?
Well, we'd have to. We had some bad snaps. We had 2 or 3 of them. We had some balls that were low and took us off. We just coached them up, and usually we don't get those from him. And that was something that went in, and it was rare. That was something we hadn't been experiencing. So we fixed it, and and if they continue, we would have to.
On the punts, is that what you wanted Nice to do on that kind of situation? The one that got pinned down at the 1.
Yeah, it hit it about the 2 or 3 yard line. It was really high. Usually that ball hits and rolls. They happened to hit and bounce straight up. He could have caught it at the 2, or 3. That's where it went down, I think it was 2 or 3 yard line. And that all depends on the old rule of going inside the 10. You do catch punts inside the 10 now, depending on how many people are around you. But those guys were all out in front of him, and that ball hit significantly behind him when he stayed there. And luckily, it took a high hop, and they got it. Just like the ball when we broke up the 3rd down, and we had a pass break up on 3rd down. The ball ricocheted to their tight end, and they had a critical 3rd down. You know what I mean? They got a couple bounces in the ball, but they made them happen, and they took advantage of them.
Any update on Walter, Edrin, and
No, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see afterwards. I don't know what those will be.
Is Max seeing the field the way you're seeing it? Is he missing reads and?
Well, listen, guys. No, guys, we ain't blaming. We all could make play. We can get open better. We can block better. We can give them better pockets. Max is playing good football. Every time a quarterback makes a drop, yeah, if you get 50 passes in a game, there's 1 or 2, you can say, yeah, I wish you'd have been here. I don't care when you throw for 900 yards. That happens. But Max he's a really good player and a great kid, and he competes his butt off.
Jimbo, at the end of the first half, not taking the timeout there and kind of the end at the end was
At the 50? The timeout where? What was it?
When Tennessee, when they had 4th and 11 or something.
But it was at the 50-yard line. And then where are they going to punt the ball back? They just put us on. I mean, they're going to pin it inside the 10. So going 2 minutes before the half with less than a minute inside your 10 is not smart. That's not a thing to do. And we had a lead, and we had the ball coming out the second half, so you didn't want to take a chance. Their punt was going to pin you back in. If we'd had the ball on our own 30 or 40, and we would have had the ball at our 25 or 30, yeah, I would have. But being at the 50, I was not going to. And they had 3 timeouts left. So then you get pinned inside the 10 with 1:40, and you don't get a first down, and they're punting the ball. You're punting it from your end zone. You give it right back to them at midfield. There's a minute on the clock, and they can score points. And you had it coming back out. That's why.
Running the football, what were they doing so well today, Tennessee?
They popped. They did a good job. They were popping the gap scheme and getting us. And the other thing, remember, the receivers are so spread. Sometimes when that ball bounces, you squeeze it off. You got to condense it, and that was getting in that outside gap some. But then we rallied and got to it.
I know this year in the end zone you had Connor get hurt back in the end zone, and you had a sack last game. With backed up into your own end zone, is there any challenges to how you called that from those plays that happened earlier this year?
I'm lost what you're
When
saying.
you're backed up in your own end zone,
What
like
about?
after the the ball that was down on the 1. Earlier this year, Connor was hurt on a play that was backed up in the end zone.
No, he was on about the 10-yard line.
Oh, okay.
Connor was about 10. We were about the 18, 20-yard line or something like that.
Okay.
And throwing a pass.
Okay.
They're about the 10 or 12, but he wasn't in the end zone. It wasn't back on the 1.
What are the challenges of calling plays when you're backed up on the 1 like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, first of all, you got to get the ball off. Thinking 2 things. First, you got to get enough room to get a punt off. Because when you're punting, if you're punting from the 1, that's only a 10-yard gap, and you're normally 14 and a half, 15. So the first thing is get enough room to punt it, and then try to get a first down. With the first run, I think we got 3. Then the second run, we didn't get anything. We thought we could popped it and didn't. Then 3rd down, we missed a pass. So, and you can throw one-on-one, you can throw routes, depending on how you feel comfortable with your guys. And we were trying to be aggressive with the ball. And the first run they wadded, I think he dove from the 1 to about the 3, which now gives you a lot more room to punt. Second run, we didn't. They slanted and got us, and then the 3rd run, we just missed a pass. So.
Last one. Coach, it seemed like you guys last week didn't make the necessary adjustments maybe in the second half. And this week it also seemed like you had some trouble making the adjustments to move the ball and score.
Well, adjustments is execution. You got to execute what you're doing. Ain't adjustments that need to be made. You got to execute what we do better and play it better.